Yo, what's going on? Today we're pretty much stuck inside this balanced range right here. So I haven't taken a trade. It's 10:20 and I won't be taking a trade till we break either ends of this range. So it's a little boring, but I actually took a really solid trade yesterday on that rally up, and it's my first trade on the funded account. So let's go over that. This trade was a classic continuation move setup. We were breaking a range to the upside with a lot of volume. I saw a large selling on the order flow, and we moved up, which indicated trapped sellers, which would fuel this move higher if they were continued to be trapped. So I went long right there and put my stop loss below those sellers just in case they were correct on their position. So I was long here, first trade of the funded, nervous as heck. Alright, so the trade was looking good here, but we ended up chopping down and not pushing up right away. I moved my stop loss a little bit closer just because I realized 5 points was a little much and it was way too far under that seller on the order flow. Anyways, we were just chopping lower and lower very slowly, and I was starting to get a little nervous about this trade, especially right there when we saw buyers get rejected pretty hard. Back to my TP right there, a little bit under. Sorry, my entry. Alright, here's where I felt really good about this trade. Clear bull flag, which would get a lot of other retail traders on board, and it's just a clear pattern that many other strategies would follow, getting much more buyers into this trade. Alright, so I went break even early again because first trade of the funded, I'm clearly super nervous, so just being more protective than usual. But we broke the prior high of day, and we're in the range where CPI pushed us up earlier, and we're looking good. After we held the high of day, we're getting a push above it right there, and I'm officially up 2-to-1 R, so it would have been sensible to put my break even right there at this point. That's a 3-to-1 R right there. I put my TP right there. It's total random place. I don't remember why I put it there. There wasn't any resistance or any supply for a long time up. Alright, after someone showing some resistance there, we got a pop above, and I put my stop loss there for a $200 day, which got hit. So there we go for a 3.3 R trade. Normally, probably I would have let this trade run longer than I did here because we had no supply or no resistance anywhere near. So there was no reason for it to stop moving upwards. And as you guys will see, it just continued rallying the whole day. Could have secured a 6R on this trade, but I sold early. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys the order flow now and show you what I saw to get into this trade. Pretty easy trade. I don't want to say easy, but it was pretty clear setup. So pretty happy with this one. Here is a better visual of my confirmations for this trade. This is the 30-minute chart, so we were in a slight ranging period after a really large rally. So I was waiting for the break of that range, which we broke it to the upside after CPI came out in the morning. Here we are breaking a 15-minute supply zone and the prior day high. And here we are on Bookmap. A huge large seller stepped in, and we didn't move lower. We actually moved higher, popped up from that seller. So I looked as that as a passive buyer, and I wanted to see us come back into that buyer for an entry long. So we popped up, came back into that area really sharply, had another trapped seller and popped up where I went long with this yellow line, like you guys saw. And my first target was above this pre-market high, and I exited pretty quickly just because it was the first trade on the funded and I'm still nervous. So I could have held all the way to this 45-minute supply for like a 6R, but we got out for a 3.31 R. Here's this trade again. I can't be upset because I got a good R ratio, managed my risk well, and got a great entry. So I can't be upset that I didn't squeeze the full move. That's just a ridiculous mindset. But I could have let a runner ride or just held for a little bit longer because there was no resistance anywhere near. Anyways, locked myself out of my account for today since we're just chopping and we're still inside this range. We tried to break below it right here, and we just reclaimed it and trapped a bunch of sellers at the lows. So no trades from me today, and stay tuned for some more live trades in the future. Peace.